This is my intro for the weekend, I guess, particularly for Friday night for the Nashville show. Um, I just thought I'd kind of preface this in the fact that anyone had the time to get here. I think at this time of the year, it's challenging to think the results are going to change. I do think it's a byproduct of how the activity has grown over the years. I guess grown. There's so many videos available, be it from flow marching, be it from people in the stands. DCI puts their own cuts out now. There's just a ton of material. Recaps are readily available, all the details. So whether you're a judge who's just a fan, and let's face it, judges are fans, or you're one of us that are watching every night, you pretty much have an expectation. Now, some of that expectation is reality. Certain cores are more efficient, of a higher quality than others. They were out of the gate, and as things settle down, things start to shake out, I guess, in terms of what people think. But when you get into blocks of cores, 1 through 5 or 6 through 10, it's not that easy. It's not that easy for me, and I was around it for a long, long time. It should not be that easy for a judge either. They do have the advantage these days, so it's been more than a few days, that they, because of computers and technology, they can adjust their scores as they move. Back when I managed our band association, you pretty much, or when I had the cadets inside of DCI, number management was a big thing. Like, you needed to leave room for the people that were coming, to be fair, and because you really weren't absolutely positive about what was going to happen, unless you were prejudging, which sometimes might happen. But those days are kind of over. I think there is some. They're not. I don't think a judge is going to sit there and have the time to go back and redo all of their numbers and all of their sub captions. But there's certainly an opportunity to make an adjustment. So if you only left 1/10, I always wonder why you have to do the half tenth. You can certainly go back and make an adjustment. When there's 4 effect judges and you half tenth someone, your impact on the show is 0.025. Not much. Not much. Now 1/10 wouldn't really be a whole lot either at that point. But actually a half tenth would be 0.0125. Sorry. Even less than less. So anyway, as you go through this evening, or I go through this evening, I could tell you right now what I think the scores are going to be based upon what the scores have been, what the results are going to be based upon what the results have been. It takes a lot to move things. I felt last year one core that could move the needle was the Blue Devils. They had the ability, they have the talent to go to a new gear. Like, I never really thought people could do that. But they did more than once, had me stunned at the end of the show at what they were able to do. So that's kind of my preview. I mean, if you were going to guess right now, we'd all probably guess. You're going to say right now the Bluecoats and Boston are 1 and 2. I think there's a chance for a third in there. 3, 4, probably somewhat together. 5, 6, maybe. I think Phantom has potential. And I think they all have potential depending on what they do with their shows over the last weeks. Now, they do have quite a bit of performance now, from starting now, I guess. Looking at the schedule, there's quite a few shows in the area of Allentown and on the way out through Ohio. I think until Tuesday maybe of next week, and then they're in championships. And you do not want to be making big changes at that point. Not to say with the cadets we would make big changes at that point, particularly when we were not in the driver's seat. There was one year, go way back, 1989. Mark Sylvester changed the end of the Les Mis show every night. Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. And it wasn't just 16 counts. He was trying everything he could come up with, and since we were in fifth, what the heck, right? And it was a lot of fun. He did a very good job, and we actually had a great show that night. 1989 finals, judges didn't notice, but everyone else did, and certainly the kids did, and we did, which perhaps was more important at that time. So that's my little preview. I hope you have a good time tonight watching the shows, or if you happen to be there. I'm going to do my best to watch this show here tonight in Nashville. Hopefully the weather's okay. And then I can, because of the time zone shifts, I can move between Atlanta and DeKalb on Saturday night and see pretty much everyone. So I am going to try to give more detail. I'm looking at the weather. It looks like it's going to be fine in Nashville. I am going to give more of summary, I guess, not talk so much about the obvious, maybe. And hopefully my dog Sophie will settle down here sometime, but who knows. So have a good time. Thanks for stopping in. I'll see ya. Bye.